very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24, reaching you live from Abuja, the nation's capital. I'm Comfort Amadu.
And I am Ruth Aguele. Thank you once again for joining us. Let's take the headlines.
Progressives Governors Forum adopts Senator Ahmed Lawan and Femi Gbajabiamila as preferred candidates for the position of Senate President and Speaker, House of Representatives.
All unanimous in our support for Senator Ahmed Lawan for the Senate presidency.
Setting the stage for the start of the 9th Assembly. Final preparations for inauguration underway.
Everything that we need to do, we have done it. The staffs are working around the clock.
President Muhammadu Buhari requests the appointment of additional 5 justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
Plus, Nigerian Army intensified efforts in gaining people's confidence through enhanced military operations as presidency condemns bandit attacks in Sokoto.
And now the news in detail. Less than 24 hours to the inauguration of the 9th National Assembly, more APC stakeholders are lining with candidates seeking leadership positions.
The Progressives Governors Forum is the latest of such and has adopted Senator Ahmed Lawan and Femi Gbajabiamila as preferred candidates for the position of Senate President and Speaker, House of Representatives of the 9th National Assembly. Saliu Abdullahi reports.
This is the first meeting of the Progressives Governors Forum, made up of all governors elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress since the May 29th inauguration, where old members welcome first-time governors. Chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum and Governor of Kebbi State, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, briefed journalists at the end of the meeting held behind closed doors.
The governors of the All Progressive Congress have always been unanimous in supporting the party leader, Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, and our party in ensuring that we achieve a common purpose. So towards that extent, we are all unanimous in our support for Senator Ahmed Lawan for the Senate presidency and Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila for the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
So we want to be flag bearers for what APC should represent as a party, ensuring that the government serves as an enabler to businesses is key for us.
What he has done in the last 4 years and what he's going to do in the next 4 years will only require the cooperation and understanding of Nigerians. And we're very confident that Mr. President is going to take us to the next level.
However, the issues of security concerns everybody. We are involving our royal fathers, we are involving the youth, and we are involving the local communities, especially where those crimes are being committed.
The governors expressed hope that the next level administration of President Muhammadu Buhari will enable them sustain developmental projects and renew hope for more progress. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
The party formally adopts Senator Ovie Omoagege for the positions of Deputy Senate President and Mohammed Idris Wase as Deputy Speaker. In a statement by the National Publicity Secretary, Lanre Isa Onilu, says this is sequel to wild consultations with President Muhammadu Buhari, party stakeholders, including APC governors. You would recall that the party had earlier announced the duo of Senator Ahmed Lawan and Representative Femi Gbajabiamila as the party's candidates for the positions of Senate President and Speaker of House of Representatives. All elected APC members of the Senate and House of Representatives are hereby directed to fully mobilize as a united force behind the party's choice. Members who have earlier signified interest in these positions are urged to support the party's decisions as loyal and committed members of APC by working with other members to ensure the emergence of the adopted candidates.
Meanwhile, 62 all-progressive senators elect have endorsed Senator Ahmed Lawal for president of the 9th Senate. Secretary of the Ahmed Lawal campaign organization, Senator Jibril Barrow, unveiled the signatories before National Assembly correspondents in Abuja, during which Senator Lawal also announced his endorsement by some PDP senators-elect and Ifeanyi Uba of the Young Progressives Party.
Goji, Gombe Central.
We want to achieve something. We want to get there united. We want to get there focused. We want to get there and perform for the sake of our people. We are not prepared to go and start fighting amongst ourselves. We'll do everything possible to bring everybody on board, because we don't want distraction.
And in the meantime, more House of Representatives members-elect from across party lines have endorsed Femi Gbajabiamila and Idris Wase as Speaker and Deputy Speaker of House of Representatives in the 9th Assembly. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
Nation building, a joint task. That delicate balance must be struck, because we cannot do it alone. We may have majority in the House.
These are some of the ideas that endeared Femi Gbajabiamila and Idris Wase to House members-elect of the incoming 9th Assembly, who gathered to endorse their signature in support of the duo as presiding officers in the 9th Assembly. Apart from APC House members-elect, over 60 members of the PDP and other opposition parties, including the Southeast Caucus, have adopted Femi Gbajabiamila as Speaker, House of Representatives.
I want to thank Mr. President for the show of leadership. I want to thank all our leaders across party line for the show of love.
Director General of the Femi Wase campaign team, Abdul Mumin Jibrin, said almost all contenders for the position of Speaker have withdrawn and indicated interest to rally around the man who they say the cap fits.
Honorable colleagues, we will continue to assure you that the 9th Assembly, under the leadership of Honorable Femi and Wase, will make history as the best set of presiding officers that this country will ever have.
The 9th Assembly will be inaugurated on Tuesday, 12 June 2019, after which election of principal officers will be conducted in line with constitutional provisions. Lami Ali, NTA News.
Similarly, the Forum of First-Time Members of the House of Representatives has endorsed Femi Gbajabiamila and Idris Wase team for the speakership position of the 9th National Assembly. National Assembly correspondent Kenneth Nanim reports.
With the inauguration of the 9th National Assembly counting down in hours, Femi Wase campaign organization is leaving nothing to chance in ensuring victory for its candidates. The organization has lured the Forum of First-Time Members of the House of Representatives to key into the initiative. Now, the Forum has come zone by zone across party lines to endorse Femi Wase's candidature for the speakership position.
By the special grace of God, North Central are not going to disappoint or come Tuesday. We will be there live and will not miss one vote.
All the newly elected members, we have unanimously agreed to cast our votes in favor of Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila.
We are assuring you, this is not a Yoruba project. It is a nation building. We are building our country, Nigeria.
House Leader Femi Gbajabiamila and his deputy Idris Wase are full of gratitude and pledged to reflect the hopes and aspirations of Nigerians through quality legislation and cordial working relationship with the executive arm of government if elected.
We should be going into the 9th Assembly with is a mindset to go and do what
is good for the country, Nigeria. It's going to be a night assembly of reforms. And those reforms are going to be positive reforms that is going to pay you, it's going to pay your people, it's going to pay the country.
The team believes that the support given by about 183 first-time members will be replicated at the inauguration day. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
And still on legislative matters, Nigeria Fourth Republic progresses with the National Assembly moving into its 9th session to be inaugurated on Tuesday, June 11, 2019. In this report, National Assembly correspondent Omotola Omojola takes a look at the preparations for the new assembly and expected outcomes.
The National Assembly is devoid of the usual activities it is known for. The hours are quiet and the chambers and offices locked. Artisans work at different points to make the environment as perfect for the incoming legislators, 469 of them, and they will be here in a matter of hours. While many of them are new to the game, some are masters who will be returning into the ranks. Security check goes on as staff in charge put finishing touches for the inauguration of the 9th Assembly. At the center of all of this is Sani Omolori, clerk of the National Assembly. This year, he shall perform his first inauguration since assuming the position.
I can say with all sense of responsibility that everything that we need to do, we have done it. The staffs are working around the clock. The various committees have submitted their reports. We've coordinated everything, and I think to a very large extent, satisfactorily, we are prepared.
It is always dramatic in the red and green chambers, especially with matters of national interest at stake.
It is not about personality, it's about institution. You are working as an institution and you must allow the institution to function well for the progress of the nation. If you take personal interest into the field, you end up destabilizing the national interest, and that is not what it's supposed to be.
Within the context of our own schedules, we have always been supporting them as bureaucrats. So I also want to think that that will continue in the 9th Assembly.
In a matter of hours, elections will hold in the 2 chambers of the National Assembly, and new photo frames will join these past speakers and presidents of the Senate on the NAS Wall of Fame. But beyond these are pertinent questions of how they hope to open up the People's Court for citizens' engagement and work effectively with the executive for the welfare of all. From the National Assembly, Omotola Omojola, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 10 on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority, reaching you live from Abuja. Still ahead.
President Buhari writes Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria on the appointment of additional 5 justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Details of these and more after the break. Thanks for staying with us. And now the Young Progressives Party has implored political parties to look beyond just election period, but rather evolve ways of touching the lives of the less privileged members of the society.
The party's leadership was at the New Kuchingoro's internally displaced persons camp, where various food items were donated. Timothy Yusuf reports.
This visit to the internally displaced persons camp is part of the Young Progressives Party's 2-year anniversary. For Rehab Peters of the IDP camp, the party's gesture is a step in the right direction.
Yes, I want government to show people that we IDPs, we have homework to do, so that they will encourage us to do something too.
It is only today I see something YPP. I don't know this party, but surprisingly I see them in my camp today to come and help us with the food items.
The party's leadership believes that the internally displaced persons deserve the support of both individuals and corporate organizations, stressing that political parties must cultivate the habit of giving back to society.
Politics is of different vision. We are bringing new down in Nigerian politics, and God willing, the future will speak for us.
This humanitarian gesture by the Young Progressives Party is expected to reach out to more beneficiaries in subsequent commemoration of its anniversary. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And now, as Nigerians count down to the grand finale of the Democracy Day celebration, President Muhammadu Buhari is scheduled to declare open a National Democracy Day Anti-Corruption Summit on Tuesday, June 11. In a statement by EFCC's acting head, Media and Publicity, Mr. Tony Orilade, said the summit will hold at 11 a.m. at the Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. The summit has been organized by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in collaboration with the Presidential Inauguration Planning Committee. He noted that the summit's theme is curbing electoral spending, a panacea to public corruption. While former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, will be speaking on curbing electoral spending and voter inducement in Nigeria, the role of regulatory and law enforcement agencies. The president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, Ghana's Nana Akufo-Addo, Liberia's George Weah, and Macky Sall of Senegal are expected to be in attendance.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has written the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Muhammad, on the appointment of additional 5 justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. A statement from the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba, says the President wrote in pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, requesting the process of appointing additional 5 justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria to make full complement of the 21 justices as provided by the aforementioned provisions of the Constitution, which is in line with the government's agenda of repositioning the judiciary in general and Supreme Court in particular for greater efficiency, with a view to reducing the backlogs of appeals pending at the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari accepted the voluntary retirement from service of Justice Walter Onogen as Chief Justice of Nigeria, effective from May 28, 2019.
And Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the federal government, through a range of interventions and policy implementation, will significantly improve domestic and industrial utilization of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) in Nigeria. A statement signed by the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde, indicates that Professor Osinbajo was speaking at the inauguration of the Techno Oil LPG cylinder manufacturing plant in Lekki, Lagos, where he said the federal government will continue to actively support every effort to promote the use of LPG in Nigeria. The Vice President noted that such projects will create and maintain an effective catalytic regulatory environment. Professor Osinbajo said the goal is to achieve 5 million metric tons of domestic, commercial and industrial LPG utilization in 10 years, specifically for household cooking. He also believes that the sub-sector can create up to 2 million new direct and indirect jobs in Nigeria.
And on business news, federal government on economic empowerment for the Niger Delta draws reaction from industrialists. Details of this and more with Chimobi Walter Naji.
Investors of the creative industry can now access loan up to 500 million naira with 9% interest rate through the Central Bank Creative Industry Financing Initiative. This was stated by the Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Rushewe, while commending the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele, for the initiative, which he said will greatly boost the industry and enhance the capacity of key players in the sector in optimizing their potentials. Rushewe added that globally, more than 10 countries have used similar initiative in fighting poverty, unemployment, crime and youth restiveness. He noted that as one of the highest employers of labor, the creative industry, if fully developed, will not only create mass employment, but will also stimulate rapid socio-economic growth and development. The Creative Industry Financing Initiative was developed by the CBN in collaboration with the Bankers Committee. In another development, the federal government is set to establish the first multinational fishing company in Africa. This was disclosed by an industrialist, Mr. Patrick Osobeze, while commending the Buhari-led administration in its effort efforts to sustain growth and economic development in the Niger Delta region through the federal government amnesty program. The implementation of the amnesty program, he said, has ensured safety, growth and economic resuscitation of the region while investing in human capital development. The multinational fishing program will, according to him, provide foreign direct investment for the country and employment opportunities for youths who will be trained in different aspects of the business to add value to the product and earn foreign exchange for the country through export opportunities.
So we're looking forward to an incredible future for the Niger Delta, a revival of the fishing system. The fact that when they catch the fish, it's not just for the Niger Delta people. Depots will be built in all the 6 zones of the Federation where today's fish will be found today. So you will catch fish in the Atlantic Ocean. It will be freighted up to various parts of the country overnight, and by the next day you will have sea fish in your zone. Fish, again, is the highest protein giver. It's the most cost-effective way of getting protein. So for the national health and for food security, this 100 will go in no short way in changing the perspective of fishing in Nigeria.
The program, he explained, will further integrate intra-Africa trade between Nigeria and countries within the coastal region. With Business News, I'm Chimobi Walter Naji.
And still on the economy, the continued growth in the Nigerian economy can be sustained if key players adopt the right policies with a view to insulating the economy from shocks in the global market.
Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele at a session in Lagos on roadmap for greater growth set policies formulated by the Apex Bank will further stimulate development. Abolade Salami reports.
The move by the Central Bank of Nigeria to surpass its economic policies in the development of the macroeconomic sector, as well as productivity in other key sectors of the economy, informed the gathering of stakeholders in the financial and manufacturing sector. Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele, while analyzing steps taken by the Apex Bank to confront the 2015 to 2017 massive drop in crude oil price as it affects the economy, said far-reaching measures aimed at ensuring stability in the macroeconomic sector and foreign exchange markets were taken.
Basically, what we're saying here is that we want to give them opportunity to, I'll use the word, to vent their views about what they think the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Monetary Policy Authority, should be doing in the next 5 years to support the economy and indeed to support the growth of the economy.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu emphasized the need to invest more in infrastructural development in order to encourage foreign direct investment.
In this vein, it is therefore becomes imperative that we invest more in priority areas, especially health, education, and infrastructure.
This plead that we need to work very hard on consumer credit. Consumer credit will actually help us quite a lot, because it will even help the government in fighting the corruption.
Management of the Apex Bank expressed the zeal to include recommendations made by stakeholders as part of its roadmap to drive growth of the Nigerian economy. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24, reaching you live from Abuja. More news ahead. Stay with us.